One of the things that I've been saying for a long time on my channel, and one of the things that I know a lot of you people do disagree with me on, is that Black Asta is captain level, which ends up providing a lot of confusion for a lot of people. Does this mean Asta is as strong as all captains? Are all captains as strong as each other? What exactly is captain level? In this video, I don't want to just answer the question, is Asta stronger than captains? Is he captain level? I also want to answer the question of what exactly is captain level, in my opinion. I do need to say that this video will include spoilers from the manga, as I will need to talk about them to fully show you this concept so you can grasp what is going on. You can read the recent manga chapters for free on Viz. I'll leave that link below in the description. So first off, I should give you my personal definition of captain level and what this includes. Captain level is a range of overall battle capacity. It is a wide, vast range. The highest of the captain level range would be way stronger than the lower captain level range, despite still being in the same range. Someone as low as Gildre, or someone as high as the Wizard King. Although, I would say that the Wizard King probably has his own range, what you could call Wizard King level or top tier, but still he would be in that captain level range, just be on the top of it. Since he's, Julius is stronger than all of the captains and all of the captain levels. Anyways, when talking about captain level, I'm not talking about overall ability to lead a squad into success in battle, but their overall battle capacity as fighters themselves. For example, someone can be strong enough to defeat a captain, but not have the leadership skills required to actually lead a squad. Also, most captains have support abilities like Yami or Nozel, being able to set up magic defense spells to protect comrades. That really isn't included in this equation of captain level. I'm just talking about pure battle capacity. You put these guys in a 1 versus 1 fight, who wins? If one wins, you're captain level. So of course, all of the captains are on this range of captain level, but this battle level isn't exclusive to captains. Other people who aren't captains can be on this list by including scaling, or power scaling, into this equation. For example, Langris is someone who I put on the captain level range. He effortlessly fodderized a Diamond Kingdom general who is the equivalent rank of a captain. He is a noble with high magic and very powerful offensive spatial magic. He can't really be countered as well, only by other types of spatial magic or anti-magic or Jack the Ripper's special slash magic. To boot, Langris is the vice captain of the Golden Dawn, the number 1 squad, meaning he is likely the second strongest mage on his team, the number 1 team. It would not be illogical to deduce that Langris would be able to defeat some of the captains from the weaker squads, some of the weaker captains, or be powerful enough to be a captain of his own squad. Now it is important to note that A, B, C scaling doesn't 100% work in Black Clover. Weaknesses and matchups are an important thing to include. For example, let's bring up a hypothetical Magic Knight captain who uses fire magic. Now let's bring up a vice captain with water magic. If this water magic vice captain barely defeats the fire captain, it wouldn't be logical to deduce this water magic vice captain is captain level. That is because water is the weakness of fire, which this is exploiting weaknesses of the matchup. This is what I was sort of talking about. If the main reason the person wins is because of weakness in the matchup, it takes the captain level credibility down a notch. Now, for example, this person could probably defeat the fire captain barely. But if they fought, for example, an earth or a wind magic captain of equal power or equal battle capacity to the fire captain, the water vice captain would lose because they would not have the weakness over the wind or earth magic captain, because water is the weakness of fire. It is not the weakness of earth or wind. It is important to note that matchups and weaknesses can change, and that is why ABC scaling is not the end-all be-all in Black Clover, although it does play a big part of it. It is part of the equation. Now, let's say, for example, the water magic vice captain effortlessly defeats this fire captain, then you could probably still put the water magic vice captain at captain level because of how easily they would have defeated the fire captain. Now, overall, that's my explanation of a captain level. Somebody who is strong enough to defeat a captain, or strong enough to defeat somebody who is captain level without relying solely on weaknesses of matchup. So I'm going to go over now feats that Asta has done in the series of Black Clover. And now, one thing I'm going to say right now. Asta beating Gildre does not make him captain level. We need to extrapolate on why Gildre was somewhat defeated by Asta. He really even wasn't, and it wasn't even a fight, he was retreating. So, Asta has anti-magic, he's the weakness to everybody. But he also reads Ki, which is the main weakness of Gildre. Because his main strength is being invisible and unsensible. But Asta can sense him because he has Ki. Asta, if he didn't have Ki, would have not ever caught Gildre. Also, Gildre was retreating and he didn't know that Asta would be able to see him. And Asta didn't even defeat him in the end. Rill did. So that does not make him captain level, and that would be exploiting a weakness of matchup. Now on to a good feat for Asta. And that is when he was in his base form fighting base Ledros. Ledros, a general of the Diamond Kingdom, and now I would put Ledros at captain level. Now the first 3 Shining Generals that we saw, that were all defeated by the Golden Dawn, I wouldn't necessarily put them at captain level. But it is pretty much shown that the remaining Shining Generals are all stronger than those generals. And Mars and Fonzel are combined weaker than Ledros. Ledros has really high physical strength, he has absorption magic, and he's really good at reinforcement magic. And it is stated by Fonzel that Ledros had more magic than anybody since he was a kid. So Ledros has a high amount of magic, or mana, by himself before he even absorbs anything. And at this point in the series, when Asta is fighting him, Ledros has absorbed wind magic from Fonzel, and he's absorbed magic from Mars, and he absorbed an attack from the salamander that Fauna was using. So this is an already amped Ledros. And Asta is fighting him, and they're just in a back and forth battle. Ledros is shooting laser beams at him, Asta is fast enough to react to them, and knock them back at him. But since Ledros has absorption magic, he just absorbs the magic and shoots it back. And so it would have been a battle of attrition, which Asta would have eventually lost, because Asta doesn't have unlimited stamina, but Ledros would have unlimited energy because he'd just be reabsorbing the energy over and over again. So Asta throws the sword at Ledros. Now, that's actually an impressive feat. Asta threw his super heavy sword faster than Ledros could react to. Now, this doesn't make Asta captain level, fighting and holding his own against Ledros. It was only in this one tactic that Asta could hold his own, and he would have lost anyways, and I wouldn't put this as him being captain level. It just shows that in his base form, he is strong, and this Asta gets stronger over the course of the series. Now, the next feat that needs to be talked about is Black Asta defeating Spirit Ledros. Spirit Ledros, at that point in the series, was by far the strongest villain that we'd ever encountered. Now, for example, Ledros absorbed the Fire Spirit, the Salamander, and Fonzel was shitting his pants about Ledros' power. He's stronger than the Spirit. This is stronger than any human can admit. This is after him seeing Fauna trying to do the self-sacrifice. And if you don't remember how powerful the self-sacrifice was, Veto was nearly dead, but with the self-sacrifice magic, the forbidden sacrifice magic, he was stronger than he was at 100% fighting Asta, Finral, and Vanessa. And now, the Fauna had this forbidden sacrifice magic paired with the Spirit, and then when Ledros absorbs the Spirit, he is stronger than Fauna. Now, people say, oh, well, Asta, he has anti-magic. That's a weakness. He's exploiting the matchup. But here's the thing, guys. Asta has anti-magic. It is the weakness to every magic. It is not a same logical comparison. We'll bring up those mages again from the previous example. If Asta defeated a fire captain because of his anti-magic weakness, well, it's irrelevant that he did it because of a weakness, because that's a weakness for every mage. He could fight the same power of a earth or a wind or a lightning mage, but they would still lose because they all have the weakness. Asta's weakness of anti-magic is basically Asta has water magic, where the entire verse has fire magic. So, it is not logical to say that they are the same thing. Now, one thing you can say is that, well, yes, it is a weakness, but it's kind of a double weakness for this matchup, because Ledros capitalizes on absorbing magic, and Asta doesn't have magic. And that is a good point. But, guys, let's just say that Spirit Ledros just had fire magic at this point and couldn't absorb anything. Who is going to stop Spirit Ledros? Is Gildre going to stop him? No. Gildre's not strong enough. He would dodge and stuff, but he would not win. He could escape, he could retreat, but he's not going to win. Is Kaiser going to win? No, because only Elf Kaiser can use his vortex magic to affect spirit magic. So, base Kaiser would get destroyed by Spirit Ladros. What about Dorothy? Now, if she's fast enough with her dream magic, maybe she could trap Spirit Ladros in that dream magic, but Spirit Ladros would be so strong that he might be able to defeat Dorothy inside of her own dream despite being weakened. What about Charlotte, Nozel, or Jack the Ripper when they were fighting the Third Eye? Would they be able to defeat Spirit Ladros? No, they wouldn't. They had trouble with suppressed base versions of the Third Eye. Ladros is far stronger and faster than any members of the Third Eye, except maybe Raya. Might be slower than Raya when Raya uses light magic. But the thing is that nobody could stop him. Yami's Dark Dimension Slash? Maybe. Jack the Ripper, his special slash magic that adjusts to magic? He could probably beat Ladros. Mereoleona? She could probably beat Ladros. But still, there's several captains that wouldn't. And I do need to say something here quickly, guys. Captains do get stronger over the course of the series, just like every other mage. So, captains now, maybe they could beat Ladros because they get stronger, but captains early on in the series, when Charlotte is fighting Raya, I don't think she's going to defeat Spirit Ladros. She's having trouble with Raya. I don't think Nozel is going to defeat Spirit Ladros. Now, I do have evidence that these characters got stronger. That is taking the author statement of the physical strength rankings and then the guidebook. These characters, like Charlotte, Nozel, and Jack, were not on the top physical strength rankings in the author statement, but in the guidebook, they would be ahead of characters who were on that list, which implies that they have gotten stronger, which makes sense because everybody's been training pretty much. If Klaus can get stronger, a captain can get stronger. But still, I don't see anybody stopping Ladros. And now if you had absorption, Dorothy's not going to stop because the dream magic would probably get absorbed. And the only thing I really see is maybe Yami can use Dimension Slash on Spirit Ladros, or maybe Julius's Time Beams would work, or maybe Jack's Slash Magic. But we have to remember that, yeah, Asta has his weakness, but his weakness applies to everybody, so it's a part of his repertoire. So I think this is a solid captain level feat for Asta, is defeating Spirit Ladros. In the manga, he one-shots him, and he's faster. In the anime, he's faster, and he's stronger. He's able to pull off Spirit Ladros' hand off of him. Now, you could say, oh, well, that's not canon. Well, maybe the fight's not canon, but you could easily just extrapolate the context and say, well, yeah, the fight, that didn't happen, but still, it's not illogical to assume that Asta is stronger than Spirit Ladros. Now, I'm going to go back to Asta's base form once again for this feat. This is in the Royal Knight Selection Exam Tournament. Asta is basically, he can hold his own against Vice Captain Kirsch Vermilion, the Vice Captain of the Purple Orcas. Yeah, I don't know if he'd win base form versus Vice Captain Kirsch, but he was able to hold his own, and I think Black Asta would foderize him. And also, I'm going to go to the next point, which is Asta was able to hold his own against Langris. Now, like I said, Langris earlier is probably captain level. And when he was fighting Fenril, his magic started to swell because the forbidden reincarnation magic of the elves, or of the demons, or devils, which brings the elves back, was starting to amplify his mana early. So he got even stronger, and base Asta was holding his own. Now, people say, oh, Mimosa, she was healing him, but the thing is that Asta was defending himself and the crystal. If he didn't have to defend the crystal too, it would be way easier for him to block the spatial magic attacks. Base Asta would do better if he didn't have to defend the crystal. If he just had to fight, he would do better. And now remember, Langris gets even more stronger. His mana is swelling and swelling and swelling, but when Asta goes into his black form, he fodderizes Langris, who is amped by mana. He fodderizes him. This is a captain level feat, because Langris, who's the number one vice captain with overpowered magic, who is amped with elven mana, not full elven, but a large portion of it, and Black Asta one-shots him. He slashes attacks, speed blitzes him, and one-shots him. Another piece of supporting evidence is Spirit Dive, is comparable to Rill, and Black Asta should be at least comparable to Spirit Dive, because they're rivals. Asta and through the entire context of the story, are always supposed to be close to each other in power. If Spirit Dive, was close to Rill, then Black Asta should at least be close to Rill as well. Back to Asta's base feats. I'm kind of going back and forth. It's just because it's kind of an order of the story, not necessarily an order of from base to black form. So, I talked about this in a recent video. Asta is faster than Mirio's attacks. Mirio's attacks were at least relative to just as fast as Raya's light magic, and Asta is faster than that. So he's faster than Raya's light magic, which is faster than Patri's light magic, which puts base Asta faster than Yami now. And he can also parry even faster light beams from Elf Raya. So base Asta has comparable speed feats to Yami from when he fought Patri, back in episode like 35, I believe. So base Asta is comparable in speed, reaction time, and strength to Yami, a strong captain. And that's base Asta, let alone Black Asta. And then Asta has the strength to redirect quintet combo magic from 5 elves. 2 of them were already captain level before the elven form, and it is quadrupled in power and speed, and Asta redirects it with his powerful swing. And then we see Licht, who has the most mana we've ever seen. Licht, whose natural mana causes people around him to float. Licht, who is so fast that Asta, even at his peak power at this time, couldn't even see him at first until he was able to adapt to the fight. And Black Asta fought alongside Elf Spirit Dive Uno. Remember how Spirit Dive Uno should be at least close to captain level? Elf Spirit Dive Uno would be captain level at least. And Asta, when he's in regular combat speed, is on par with Uno. And Asta's magnet in his black form, I call it his magnet attack, because Asta, he can move around in his black form, but he also sometimes can't really control it because it's like a magnet. And when it's like a magnet, it's faster than Uno, as it shows him way behind Uno, but catch up to him in that fight with Licht. And one more back to a base feat, and this kind of sucks because I thought this was going to completely prove my argument when Asta was going to fight Elf Rill Lyra. But he didn't get to go into black form, but still, he held his own for a while against Elf Rill. It sucks, but we don't really need this to kind of prove that he is a captain level fighter. This would just make it so that even people who aren't into scaling up Black Clover be like, yeah, he just beat an elven captain. Yeah, he's captain level. And then we get to the most recent things in the chapter. This is Asta's pretty much anti-mana zone, and he's still stronger, or as strong as Uno. So Asta, his body is reacting to the devil around him, or his anti-magic is, and he just got stronger. He just got more anti-magic encircling his body. His wing is more defined, his eye is darker, his hair is darker, and his anti-magic is leaving just his body and is destroying mana around him. It's kind of like an anti-mana zone. And in this fight against the devil, he is still equivalent to Spirit Dive Elf Uno, who also got a power buff as well, because Licht's sun is awakening inside of him. Now, this is Elf Spirit Dive Uno without the Magic Stone, but he, in this state, is stronger than when he had the Magic Stone, who is faster than Elf Raya and Elf Patri combined, and was fighting them both at the same time. The fight was interrupted, so it's inconclusive, but if Black Asta is equivalent to a stronger Uno that held his own against Elf Raya and Elf Patri, whom both base Raya and base Patri were captain level, then Asta is captain level, guys. He is captain level. So, I'm gonna go through and talk about which captains, at which times in the series, do I think that Asta could defeat. And so, first off, Gildre. Asta has multiple weaknesses on him. Black Asta would absolutely foderize him, but he might not even need Black Asta to defeat Gildre. Kaiser. Asta might not need his black form to defeat him, because Kaiser is meant for negating magic. Asta doesn't have any, so Asta would defeat Kaiser. Probably would even defeat Elf Kaiser, but even if his base doesn't defeat Kaiser, his black form easily would. Now, honestly, guys, this might surprise you, but I would honestly think that Black Asta, or maybe even base Asta, could defeat Dorothy. Yeah, her dream magic is powerful. We only saw it in the elven form. Now, people want to say, oh, well, Dorothy came in and defeated Elf Dorothy. No, Dorothy did not defeat Elf Dorothy. Dorothy materialized within the dream world, and her dream world could not contain having two people's dreams. She didn't defeat them. It wasn't a battle. She started using her dream, and the dream world couldn't contain it. It didn't start off as a 1 versus 1 battle, so I'm not going to say that Dorothy is stronger than Elf Dorothy. Elf Dorothy would logically be faster, and her dream magic would be more powerful because she has way more mana. Now, I'm not going to say that, well, Elf Dorothy can use it better than Dorothy, but she still would likely and logically be more powerful. And also, if he actually gets caught in the dream world, there is a possibility that his Black Asta state would be able to break out of it, or be able to defeat Dorothy within her dream world, or Asta could just pull out his Demon Destroyer sword and cancel the frickin' spell, and then the dream world is bye-bye. Now, people might say, oh, we don't know if he could do that. It's more likely than not. He was able to cancel the spell of Elf Marie and Elf Ghost combined when they were stuck. I don't know why he couldn't do that inside of the dream world. He can cancel spells. He can cancel devil magic. He can literally end devil reincarnation magic. I think he could stop a captain's dream world magic. I think that Asta could defeat the Charlotte that fought Raya early in the series. That is because that is a base suppressed Raya. Asta lasted in a fight in his base form against Elf Raya, who would be much more powerful and much faster, let alone Black Asta. I think that Asta would beat the Nozel that fought Fauna, because that was a suppressed Fauna. Asta fought Spirit Ladros, who was far stronger than sacrificed Fauna. I think that Asta would defeat Nozel. I'm not saying Nozel now in the manga, because like I said, the captains have gotten stronger. But Nozel, at that point of the series, I think he could defeat the Yami that fought Patriot. I made a whole video on that, so I'm not really going to explain, but like I've already said in this video a little bit, Asta has shown combat speed that's at least on par with Yami, reaction speed that's better than Yami, and that's in his base, let alone Black Asta. Now, like I don't think that current Yami would lose to Black Asta. I think Black Asta would still lose to current Yami, but the Yami from the beginning of the series, I do believe, would lose to Black Asta, and also I think that base Rill would lose to Black Asta. Just regular Spirit Divino was somewhat comparable. This current Black Asta would absolutely mop the floor with that Elf Spirit Divino, and I believe that he actually would defeat Rill as well. But anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I just do think that Asta is Captain Level. I think there's multiple feats showing it, and saying that he has anti-magic as a weakness for everybody, and so that shouldn't be a part of the argument, that's bullshit. You only take in the weaknesses if it's a weakness for one person or one type of magic. He's a weakness for everybody, so therefore it's his ability, and it's a part of his repertoire. But let me know what you guys think down below. Did I convince you that Asta is Captain Level? And let me know at what point in the series do you think that Black Asta was Captain Level? Or even if you think base Asta is Captain Level, there can be an argument made because, like I said, he has combat speed and combat reaction speed that is on par with Yami when he fought Patriot. And actually, on par is a low ball. It's actually probably faster than the Yami that fought Patriot. But anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys do enjoy, and hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...